Welcome children. Today's science topic for the classes 7 and 8 is nutrition. Objectives of learning, life processes, types of life process, nutrition and the types. Nutrition in amoeba. Let us know what are these life processes. The processes which takes place in all the living organisms to sustain life, that is to survive, are called as life processes. There are different kinds of life process. First one is nutrition. It is a process during which the organism obtains food, digests it, absorbs it and utilizes it. Respiration. It is a process during which energy is being released from the digested food. Transportation. It is the process during which the materials within our bodies are transported from one part to another part. For example, oxygen can be transported from one part of the body to another part of the body. In the same way, food also can be transported from one part to another part. Reproduction, it is the process during which organisms give birth to young ones of their own kind. Growth is another important life process. Growth takes place because of the process of cell division within our bodies. Excretion is removal of the waste from the body which otherwise will become toxic to our bodies. Response to stimulus is another important life process. There are so many changes taking place in around us and we respond to each stimulus such as it could be sound, it could be vision, it could be smell or any other stimuli which we receive through the sense organs. So all these are the types of life processes which help to maintain the life or to sustain the life. Hope it is clear, children. We are going to study about nutrition in detail, children. Nutrition is the process involving ingestion, taking in the food, digestion, absorption, assimilation, utilization, and egestion. Okay. What is ingestion? Ingestion is nothing but taking in the food. What is digestion, children? Digestion is breaking up of larger food molecules into smaller food molecules. Those smaller food molecules which are formed are absorbed by our cells. That is absorption. Assimilation is nothing but utilizing the digested food which enters our cells. And egestion is removal of the undigested matter from the digestive system. So this is water, this is nutrition. Hope it's clear for you. We are going to learn about types of nutrition. First one, autotrophic nutrition. Second, heterotrophic nutrition. In the further slides, we will be studying in detail. Autotrophic nutrition. Auto meaning is self-trophic, synthesis, self-preparation of food. Organisms which prepare their own food are called autotrophs, and the kind of nutrition they undergo is called as autotrophic nutrition. For example, green plants, they utilize the sunlight, minerals from the soil, carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, and chlorophyll present in the green leaves. All these materials help the plants to prepare their food, and these green plants provide food for other organisms also. Let us study what is this heterotrophic nutrition. Organisms which cannot prepare their own food and depend upon green plants and animals for their food are called heterotrophs, and the kind of nutrition they undergo is called heterotrophic nutrition. For example, herbivores. Herbivores, for example, cow, deer, they cannot prepare their own food, they depend upon plants for their food. Another example, carnivores, tiger, lion, these organisms, they cannot prepare their food and they depend upon the herbivores. They get their food from the herbivores. So these are the examples for heterotrophs, and the mode of nutrition is heterotrophic nutrition. We are going to study about other types of heterotrophs. First one, saprophytes. Second one, parasites. Third one, symbionts. And fourth one, epiphytes. Okay. Saprophytes, children. Organisms which get their food from the dead and decaying matter are called saprophytes. Bacteria and fungi. Dead things that organisms are decayed by bacteria and fungi. When we keep the vegetables and fruits for many days, bacteria and fungi, they decay these fruits and vegetables. So they bring about the decomposition process. They decay these food substances. Okay, even dead bodies are decayed by bacteria and fungi. The mode of nutrition they undergo is saprophytic mode of nutrition. Here you can see the picture of a mushroom, which is nothing but a fungi, and it absorbs its nutrients from the dead and decaying matter present in the soil. Bread, you can see when you keep bread for many days, bread mold, which is a fungi, starts growing on the bread. Next, we are going to study about parasites. Some organisms, they depend upon other organisms for their food as well as shelter. The organism on which they depend is called as host. For example, worms in our intestine. These worms take shelter in our intestine as well as they take the ready-made food from our body. Okay, so these worms are called as parasites and our body is called as the host. Cuscuta plant climbs large trees and absorbs nutrients from them. So Cuscuta plant, it is taking shelter on the large tree as well as it is taking up the nutrients from them, and also other necessary things are taken by Cuscuta plant from the large plant. So these are also called as what? Parasites. Here you can see in this picture orchid plants. They are growing on the large tree absorbing the nutrients. Hence this is also what a kind of parasite, taking shelter on the large trees as well as absorbing the nutrients and other necessary materials from the large trees. Here you can see lice, head lice, which are formed in the human beings, and this lice takes shelter on our head, and also it takes the food from it. So other parasites also you can see, this roundworm you can see, hookworm you can see, fluke you can see, okay, protozoans you can see. All these are examples for parasites, children. We are going to study about symbionts. Okay, some organisms live together and share shelter and nutrients. Such organisms are called symbionts. The mode of nutrition is symbiotic mode of nutrition. So in this symbiosis process, organisms, they live together and they help each other. Both the sides, the help is provided to the organisms. That's why they live together, and this is also called as mutualism, symbiosis or mutualism. Further, the examples, with the help of examples, it will be clear for you. Example 1, Escherichia coli bacteria present in our intestine takes shelter and nutrition from us and provides B complex vitamins. This bacteria is a very helpful bacteria. They are found in the intestine. They are taking shelter in our intestine and also nutrients from our body. That is the ready-made food from the body, and they make B complex vitamins for us. Okay, so here we can observe Escherichia coli helping human beings and human beings helping Escherichia coli. So there is mutual help between the Escherichia coli and human being. That's why we call it as what? Symbiosis. And the mode of nutrition is called as symbiotic mode of nutrition. Another example of symbiosis you can see here. Rhizobium bacteria found in the root nodules of dicot plants provides essential nitrogen to the plant, and it takes shelter and food from plants. In this picture you can see in the roots swellings are there here and there. In those swellings or in the round structures, rhizobium bacteria are found, useful bacteria are found. These bacteria, they provide the essential nitrogen to the plants. Nitrogen is very important for plants, and it gives nitrogen to the plants. And what plants are giving to bacteria? Plants are providing shelter to these bacteria as well as the food prepared by it. So here we can observe that there is mutual help between the plants and the rhizobium bacteria. They help each other Plants get nitrogen from the rhizobium bacteria. Bacteria are getting shelter and the food prepared by the plants. So here we can observe what symbiosis or mutualism, and the mode of nutrition is what a symbiotic mode of nutrition. These organisms, they live together and they help each other, and these bacteria, they are found in certain plants and not in all the plants. For example, pulses. Now we are going to study the process of nutrition in amoeba. Amoeba is a unicellular organism. It feeds on bacteria, diatoms, algae. It has finger-like projections called pseudopodia. It helps in sensing and engulfing the food. It ingests the food into the food vacuole where it is digested with the help of digestive juices. So in the further slide with the figure, the explanation will be more clear for you. You can see amoeba has got arm-like structures or false feet-like structure or projections we call, and those are called as pseudopodia, which you can see in the figure. And the pseudopodia is engulfing around the food substance, and it takes in the food. Ingestion process, during ingestion process, it takes in the food. Once the food enters inside, the food is digested. Okay, after digestion, next step is absorption. The digested food is absorbed by the cytoplasm. Okay, the next, assimilation. Okay, the digested food is utilized by the cytoplasm, that is assimilation. Okay, so first the amoeba engulfs around the food, and then next step is ingestion, that is taking in the food. After ingesting, digestion is taking place. After digestion, it is being absorbed, and then next step is assimilation, during which the cytoplasm utilizes the digested food. And lastly, egestion process is taking place, that is the removal of waste which is taking place in the amoeba. So these are the steps of nutrition in case of amoeba, that is an unicellular organism. Hope it is clear, children. So till now we all learned life processes and their types, nutrition and their types, nutrition in amoeba. Okay. Here you have got worksheet 5, children. Solve these questions and preserve it. First one, what are saprophytes? Give examples. What is symbiosis? Give an example. What are parasites? Give an example. What is nutrition? Explain the process of nutrition in amoeba. Okay, so hope all the concepts are clear, children. Thank you, everybody.